As the field is pared down on day 2, we find interesting pairs. Eric Lindgren was Player of the Year.
He's got his bracelet.
The runner-up was Barry Greenstein.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe I wasn't running you over, but I was lying about my hand?
Each hopes his run continues in the main event. Cash game specialist Patrick Antonius is also in the hunt. So too is his fiancée, Maya Geller. But one dynamic duo sits at the same table. This year, Jason Young got what everybody wants, a bracelet. And to his left is the man everybody loves, Ray Romano.
I was not accurate, I swear to God.
The second day is a day of twos, but they all have one goal, survive to day 3.
This is an awesome tournament. I just want to experience a little more of it.
Welcome once again to the World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. I'm Lon McCarron, along with Norman Chad, as this first day 2 session of the main event continues. There is Player of the Year Eric Lindgren. He's joined in the field by Barry Greenstein. Barry's friend and fellow big game player Chao Zhang has moved from the feature table and is out in the field.
I won't play anything besides aces.
At table 2, we have another regular at the big game, Patrick Antonius. And at the featured table, we have a unique pairing of kindred spirits who have traveled here by very different paths.
There is the likable Jason Young, the Parks and Recreation Department fellow turned poker pro, and the lovable Ray Romano. Like Jason Young, he has New York roots. Ray lived in Queens a long time, and then he was, on TV.
I'm a little drunk. Sorry.
Well, you turn the bright lights on an actor, they immediately start working the crowd, don't they? The blinds at 400, 800. Ray Romano on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam 10 tray of clubs, and he folds.
Brad Garrett would have played that hand. What's wrong with Ray?
Action on Julien Veloff, a 33-year-old engineer from France at his first World Series of Poker, King Jack of Diamonds.
I don't trust engineers in sunglasses.
He's going to raise it to 2,500. This is the first of the day 2 sessions. It started with more than 1,200 players. About 800 remain in play right now. Action around to Jason Young from Suffern, New York.
I've been working with Jason on the pocket cam. He's getting a little better.
Ace-9 of diamonds calls from the big blind. He'll be heads up with Veloff. The flop is Deuce-7 Jack. Pair of jacks to grab the lead for Veloff. Young checks.
Jason, a fan of the single finger check. He picked that up from me.
The Frenchman goes with 4 fingers. 4 on the turn. No help to Young. He's first to act with ace high. Makes it 3,400 to play.
Jason trying to bluff Veloff off top pair. He didn't get that from me.
Veloff does make the call. River card is a 5. Veloff earns the check mark. Young reaches, goes for 6,200. You teach him that?
He's on his own now.
What?
Oh, you know it's 6,200. Take the shades off and smell the chips.
Well, you don't trust this guy?
No. I did teach Jason to look bored and disinterested when he's bluffing. I don't trust this guy. Oh, he sees right through it.
Yep. Veloff does call.
Good call.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Veloff will take that pot off Jason Young.
Hey, I brought this Jason kid here from the Parks Department. I can take him right back if he doesn't shape up.
So Julien Veloff rakes in the benefits of sniffing out Jason Young's river bluff. Young may be a bit wary before he tests the Frenchman next time. And all of this tells Ray Romano this is not some piddly Hollywood home game.
Norman, every year at the main event, we are introduced to a wide variety of unknowns taking their shot at poker's most coveted prize, from accountants to chiropractors to recent college graduates. Yet sometimes we find a player that everybody already knows, and of course, everybody loves.
Lon, Ray Romano is the latest in a line of celebrities to invade the main event. Sure, he's a famous guy, but at the poker table, he's a nobody. And sure, he's funny, but with bracelet winner Jason Young at his table, funny ain't gonna be enough. So Ray, my man, listen up. Today, you take care of the cards, and I'll take care of the jokes.
Guys, go to B. Go to B.
Ray's not taking care of the cards.
That's a problem.
Ready on 3, 4. Zoom in on 4. Now, back and forth, back and forth.
Take the actor out of the studio, but
That's not even hooked up.
I think he broke about 19 union rules right there. Let's go out in the field where we find some interesting pairings. Brooklyn pro Billy Gaze is at the same table as LA pro Chino Ream. Chino's in a hand with Mark Garner right now. Chino has the check mark, but Garner has bet $25,000.
How do you just call me
on the flop and turn with the nuts. You have to have like 2 5s or 2 8s.
Chino trying to work it out. He'll make the call.
Ace king.
Let's go.
And he'll take that pot.
Thank you, sir.
Nice call.
Mark Garner finished 25th in the main event in 2006. Chino Ream gets the better of him there.
You had me worried, Mark. You really did. You had me worried, buddy.
The LA Pro pulls in a pot elsewhere at another table. Looks like Blair Hinkle has seen his last river card. He's been knocked out.
Report to the rail.
He and his brother Grant made World Series history, becoming the first sibling to win bracelets in the same year. There is Vanessa Russo, who was paired with Blair Hinkle at the same table earlier. Vanessa folds in disgust.
She's got a lot on her mind with the whole Chad Brown wedding coming up.
Elsewhere is another fiancée, Maya Geller. Maya has put out a bet. Looks like her opponent folds, and she's got the pot.
You see, she's engaged to Patrick Antonius, so she's in a more upbeat mood than Vanessa.
And over at table 2 is her fiancé, Patrick Antonius, who was dealt pocket aces. Jason Lodi from Costa Mesa, California, caught a pair of kings on the flop. And he has moved all in. Almost 15,000 for Patrick to call.
Well, Patrick trapped Lodi in this hand by just smooth calling pre-flop with the pocket aces, but the all-in bet is pause for concern.
And Antonius will call and put Lodi at risk. Lodi works for a company that sells electricity. He's going to need to catch lightning in a bottle here against Patrick's aces.
Antonius, a cash game monster, still looking for his first bracelet, and here looking to knock out Lodi.
All right, now the turn card. Lodi at risk. And it is a jack and 2 pair for Lodi. He takes the lead.
So now Patrick Antonius can only knock out Lodi with an ace, deuce, or 4.
River card now is a deuce. It pairs the board, and aces up will beat kings up. Patrick turns things around and knocks off Jason Lodi.
Oh, well, that's life.
And it's a pretty good life for Patrick Antonius. Beautiful fiancée, beautiful baby girl, and chips to stack at the main event. Easy living.
He does find some luck, and that's required to keep grinding here at the main event. Back to our feature table, where we find Ray Romano.
I need somebody. I don't have anybody. Like when I go all in, I want somebody to, like, you're my guy. No, you're my guy. You're my guy. That's my all-in guy right there. If I double up, I go there.
I asked him to concentrate on the poker, and he's worried about entertaining. That's not good. I'll handle the jokes, Ray.
Ray reread Dor Brunson's super system before this main event, so he is primed for success.
He burned him too, right?
Action on Romano. Ace-king, offsuit.
I'm pushing him.
Oh, he doesn't have much to push, just over 11,000, but Romano is all in.
I've got to worry about 2 guys at this table today, Jason Young and Ray Romano. It's a lot of responsibility.
Get a card at a crazy horse. Set that up.
Now that Ray's busy with poker, here's one for you, Lon. How do truckers win all their pots?
Set it up.
How?
On a semi-bluff. Ha! I told you I'd take care of the jokes. That's from Ezekiel Guza of Poker News. He's helping me out.
All right, well, you do need help. All right, action folds around to Alexander Schwab. This guy knocked out Scotty Wynn. Ace-jack.
I call.
And he calls from the big blind.
Ray at risk, but he's going to like it.
So Ray Romano, all his chips on the line against Alexander Schwab.
A semi-bluff line, get it?
Yeah. Ace-king for Romano against Ace-jack for Schwab. Ray went out fairly early in last year's main event, didn't make the cash, trying to make a good run here now. Flop is 9-10-4.
Too much straight action.
Ace-king still good for Ray.
If Ray doesn't like it, he should.
King it right now.
Turn card is a queen.
Oh, no. Don't king it.
Straight draw for
2
Schwab.
clubs.
A king or an 8 knocks out Ray Romano.
2 clubs.
River card is a 5. Ray Romano, he's got his go-to guy. After the double up.
Suddenly he's a Vod Khan.
All right, no more of that. No more of that. That's disrespectful, so that was it. Thank you.
That's it.
Oh, you're an entertainer. You're allowed to entertain a little.
Nice. All right, thank you. I'm not going to do that no more, guys. Sorry.
Ray Romano once again with some chips to work with. We'll see if the funny man can stick to the business at hand and continue his run here at the main event. Semi-blind.
Is he bluffing? I think he's trying to bluff me here. I bet that ace hit. What is he thinking? What is he trying? When the ace came off on 4th Street and played with his chips, 13 to 12 to 1, 16 to 4 to 1, 8 to 2, makes my 2 pair good. Unless I'm drawing dead. I like my chances. I'm all in. We play at FullTiltPoker.com.
Back at the Rio on the E-Trade Financial Tournament ticker, you see a list of the oldest main event winners. Johnny Moss holds the top 3 spots.
No one over the age of 40 has won the big one since Irishman Noel Furlong in 1999.
Speaking of venerable players, there's Howard Tahu Andrew, who's played in the World Series for 35 straight years.
That's the longest streak alive. He won bracelets on back-to-back days in 1976.
From Tahoe Andrew to young 22-year-old Brian Shadlick playing in his first World Series of poker, and far and away the chip leader in this room.
I'll show you the prettiest card in the deck. How's that sound? Ace of Spades? Where's Norman Chad when you need him?
Jason Young's already my designated little brother, but maybe I'll get bunk beds in the guest room and bring in Brian Shadlick.
From the guy who has the most chips in the room to the guy who usually makes the most noise in the room, Justin Phillips. He throws out a bet of $16,000 to pro Matt Glantz.
Glantz finished 4th at this year's Horse World Championship. Solid player, and unlike Justin Phillips, he wears a shirt with sleeves.
Got it.
Oh, Glantz will fold.
The cameras, every time the cameras come, you win a pot.
Stick around!
Isn't that weird?
Nah.
Every time.
You're just seeing stuff, dude.
You may recall Phillips made a royal flush to beat quad aces on day 1.
And Justin picks up a few more chips right there.
That's all, folks.
Phillips, one of the more colorful characters in the house, and he relies on his antics to achieve success at the poker table.
My name's Justin Phillips. I just travel around playing poker, reading people, taking people's money. I got the hardest job in the world right here. It's just great. I love it. People put me on like loose aggressive. I'm actually a tight player, but I deceive people, and that's what poker's all about, deception. I'm loud and I'm singing. Willing to stick out my neck for respect if it meant life or death. Just trying to get under your skin a little bit, and then I bust you. Sometimes I say little things that I probably shouldn't have said. Are you a pro? You're not a pro? You only do it for fun? $10,000 is fun? But if I know they're just annoyed, it's life. Sorry, bro. Everybody loves Raymer. Yeah. I'm just here to have fun. I try to have fun. If you don't want to have fun, then take a hike.
He's having fun.
The walker. What's up, guys? You having fun?
I don't know if they are.
Don't be jealous.
He's not.
They're jealous.
All right, from Justin Phillips back over to our featured table where we find Ray Romano. Romano was actually sitting at that table when Justin Phillips got his royal flush. Oh, and joining our featured table as a spectator, Phil Helping.
Hi, Phil.
I mean, I told you 2 days ago you were playing much better poker than last year.
Can you give me a
I'm
short?
not surprised.
Can you give me a short stack lesson in 10 words or less? No, don't.
Get lucky now.
Okay. Let me text that to myself.
Patience is still important.
All right.
But well done for making day 2 here.
Thank you. Who was that?
Lon, why doesn't Phil Hellmuth ever order pancakes at breakfast?
I don't know why not.
Because he hates the short stack.
Oh.
Ezekiel Gouza, my friends.
That's a good one. Pocket eights for Jason Young, enjoying the spoils of his first bracelet at his first World Series. He raises to 3,300. Ray Romano with King 9.
Phil!
He's looking for help already.
Because he hates the short stack, Lon.
Romano folds. Action on Tom Pill, 35 years old from Sweden, with ace.
Oh, I don't like it. Jason, he has aces. Jason, he has aces.
He cannot hear you. Pill works at the Spy Bar nightclub in Stockholm. In charge of the music there, and raises to 9,200.
For Jason, it was do or die at this World Series. If he didn't make a score, he'd have to go find a new job. He won the bracelet. You see, he's wearing it in $335,000.
And he makes a call with pocket eights against aces. Did you teach him that?
That's no good. You're giving away our chips, Jason.
Heads up, Young and Pill. The flop, 9 deuce 4. Nothing in there for Jason Young to be excited about. He checks.
Check Tom.
Pill with the aces. He's a World Series rookie also. And he's going to make it 18,000 to stick around.
Jason, man. Nice jacket, big bet over there. He's got to have you beat, my man.
Jason with pocket eights. Doesn't see too much on that board to worry him.
I'm worried.
Yeah, Jason should be, though.
I hope Ray doesn't tell him a joke. It'll throw him off. Jason was making $35,000 a year at the Parks Department. Couldn't get a raise. Now he's sitting here next to Ray Romano at the main event with $300,000 in his pocket.
Ace King?
You're half right. That's not good enough.
Pumping pill for information.
Smirking? I see you through the glasses. Your eyes are closed.
Jason says his goal is to make the money here, so I'll be surprised if he calls.
I got a pair. Good bet, man.
Jason?
He's got a hitch in his swing.
He does lay it down. Jason looked like he might make the call, but it's a smart lay down with that pocket pair, and that makes it the planter's good instinct moment.
Pocket eights, no good, right? I guess
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, huh?
You're the pro.
Say what?
You are the pro.
I still don't know what you said. I'm the pro? Eights are no good then.
Yeah, not there they weren't. Jason's radar saved him some chips in that hand.
The Planter's Good Instinct moment is brought to you by Planters. Instinctively good.
The day before the main event began, there was another big event. The second annual Ante Up for Africa charity poker tournament. Organized by Don Cheadle and Annie Duke. It was a star-studded affair. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Charles Barkley, Adam Sandler among the big names who took part.
Yes, sir.
Ray Romano made it to the final table, but first place went to poker pro John Hennigan. Ray and John donated all of their winnings to the charity, and of course the charity was the big winner. They raised almost $500,000 to assist the humanitarian effort in Darfur. An 8th place finish for Ray in that tournament.
Well, you know, you sound like Ben Affleck.
I sound like Ben Affleck?
Yeah, because I played with him the day before. Your voice sounds like him.
I'll take it.
You look like him 2%.
2%?
No.
I'd take 2%.
Yeah. Ray's involved in a number of charity events, both poker and golf functions. He's golf crazy. On the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Camp, Jason Young, King 4 suited.
Jason had a serious talk with his father just before the World Series. His dad said you either hit it big or you have to go work for the man. Nobody wants to work for the man.
Jason raises to almost 3 times the big blind, 2,300.
Call.
Romano with pocket nines will make the call.
Ray Romano doesn't work for the man now, does he?
No, he is the man. Tom Pill. Ace 10 suited.
Actually, I fear this guy might be the man.
Look what you started now. Everybody's coming in behind here, too.
From the small blind, Tom Pill made the call. Action on the big blind. This is Liviu Ignat, 21-year-old student from Romania.
What type of student?
Engineering.
Man, you know it all.
Trey Deuce of Hearts.
From the big blind, Ignat wants in with 3 in the pot already.
4 players to the flop.
Pill might be the man.
Romano's pocket nines ahead. It's 10 ace jack. 2 pair for Pill.
Told you he was the man.
Yeah, he is the man right now.
The man wears a white jacket and chews gum.
And bets 6,200 with aces up. Ignat. Trey Deuce. He folds. Now Young with 4 clubs to a flush. Calls for 6,200. He also has a straight draw.
Sorry.
Ray with a wild fold.
Deceptive upper body strength, Ray Romano.
Heads up, Pill and Young. No help to Young there. The 6 of spades on the turn. Pill ahead. And he's going to bet it. 9,000.
Jason getting just about the right pot odds to call here. He doesn't have a hand yet, though.
With flush and straight draws, he does make the call. River card is a queen, and that works for Young. Gets the check mark, hitting his straight.
Mullen.
Pill checks, and Young moves all in.
Jason not hesitating. His hand cannot be beat. You know, his other option here is he might have value bet it to make sure that Pill called, but he puts Pill in a big hand, and he thinks he might get a call here for 46,000 more.
He's right. Pill does have aces up.
To Jason's credit, he's got the same bored and disinterested look he had when he was bluffing.
Yeah, you're right. So Pill struggling right now with his decision. But he will fold.
Yeah.
A good fold from Pill. A nice pot for Young.
You don't need it.
Jason Young and Ray Romano, two New Yorkers getting along nicely here at this featured table. All right, let's head out to the outer tables in this vast Rio poker room. And we find another couple of New Yorkers. It looks like Eric Seidel will be sharing space with Steve Zolotow.
That's two alum of the famed Mayfair Club in New York, now at the same table.
Bill Gates claims he's looking for an apartment in New York, and I said we should buy a building and you were going to finance.
Seidel, the 8-time bracelet winner, is not sure he wants to get involved there. There is Billy Gazes. He is involved in a hand. He's put out a bet, waiting for his opponent, Stefan Ornay, to act. Ornay looks confused, though.
No, it's on you.
Ornay thought the action was on Mark Garner. Time change got to the Frenchman, I guess.
That was one of the most tense hands so far.
Well, it felt like a big hand. It really wasn't.
Now Ornay knows the action's on him. He does fold. Garner folded, and Billy Gazes takes the pot.
We're playing poker. You're playing chess. Billy, how much you bet on?
Ornay still looks like he's not even aware he's in a card room right now.
Oh, and I don't think Barry Greenstein is either.
You know, Barry's a pro's pro, but I think someone stole most of his chips when he closed his eyes.
The main event is a grind. To the man who just edged Barry for the Player of the Year award, Eric Lindgren, getting short on chips.
All in.
And he's decided to move all in for his last 8,300.
All in.
He's got a nice run, but he's running out of chips. Action on Brian Brubaker.
Brubaker, a 24-year-old pro. He played Division III baseball at Chapman University in Southern California.
Brubaker with Eric Lindgren's fate in his hands. Brubaker's in.
Good luck, me.
And Eric Lindgren now is at risk.
Okay. Wow.
This could be the end of the line for the 2008 Player of the Year.
And now the flop. Not much there for Eric Lindgren. He needs some help quick. Turn card is no help.
Eric needs an ace or a jack.
River card is an 8, and that is going to do it. Eric Lindgren knocked out of the main event.
Always next year, I guess. Thank you, sir.
A stellar year, but another short stay at the main event for Lindgren.
More frustration for Lindgren, who fails again to get by day 2 of the main event. Player of the Year or not, it's a long walk to the rail when you get knocked out of the big one. Welcome back to the Rio. Let's head over to table 2, where Patrick Antonius has been on a losing streak. Santeri Valikoski re-raised with pocket 10s. Patrick has pocket 8s and needs 8,400 to call.
Patrick won a European Poker Tour event in Austria in 2005 after he arrived 5 hours late and had half his chips blinded off.
All in. All in.
Patrick's going to re-raise Valikoski all in.
All in.
All in, son.
Yeah, gets serious. Takes out the headphones. It's almost 28,000 more.
Pardon?
Call. And he will call and put himself at risk.
Hands over, please.
He'll like what he sees.
You got me.
Yeah. Valikoski with 10s against Antonius's 8s. Flop ace, queen 6. The 10s are still good for Valikoski.
Valikoski in great shape. Antonius could be staring at a short stack in a moment.
Turn card is a tray. Valikoski still good.
An 8 and an 8 only would knock out Valikoski.
It is another ace, and so Valikoski with a better 2 pair will double up through Patrick Antonius.
My time.
And the leak continues for Patrick Antonius. Elsewhere,
You know the Italian stallion that I am.
Silvio Formica is gone.
Just lucked out, that's all. The greatest player in the world got knocked out with a pair of 5s, and I got jacks. Tell me I ain't the greatest in the world.
Silvio, I think you are the greatest in the world, but you must report to the rail.
Let's catch up with Justin Phillips. Looks like he has won a pot.
I'm the man.
And knocked off an opponent.
If Justin ever gets hold of some chips, he might buy a shirt.
Thanks for coming over, guys. I love you.
Just one of my old T-shirts would be nice.
At another table, Brian Shadlick hit top and bottom pair on the flop. His ace is up, leads the pair of aces held by Martin Klasser. And Klasser re-raises all in after the turn.
Ace check.
And a call by Shadlick.
All in call, cover 6.
Shadlick in good shape to pick up a lot more chips.
Shadlick, a 22-year-old from Ohio. His 2 pair look good.
And the 2 pair stand up through the river. And he does knock off Martin Klasser.
Sorry,
man.
No problem. I actually knew it. I had to lay it down.
I knew it.
Can you believe that?
That is a lot of chips.
Boy, the 22-year-old cannot believe his good fortune in this main event.
A lot of chips.
So while Brian stacks his latest winnings, let's get back to the featured table. And one of our featured players, Ray Romano, who is now dropped below his starting stack of 20,000. His newest New York buddy, Jason Young, doing a little better. Action folds around to the blinds.
It's never happened yet. It's never happened yet. Never happened yet.
It feels as if these guys have known each other for years.
Jason Young with ace-9 in the small blind.
Take it easy here.
He'll limp in for 500.
Taking it easy would have been folded.
Ray Romano
I would have folded if it was really bad.
looks down at 10-4 off.
All right, go ahead.
Checks his option.
Yeah, these guys should live next door to each other.
All right, couple of New Yorkers to the flop. Ace-10 Trey.
Are they going to boo me if I beat you out of a hand?
Young with top pair, Romano with middle pair.
That's the fledgling poker pro against the veteran comedy pro. I like the poker pro's hand.
1,200 from Young. Ray with a pair of 10s calls.
Turn card.
Turn card now. Is a deuce. A wheel draw for Ray.
She just got really quiet in here when they got into a hand with each other.
Yeah. Young makes it 1,200 again. And Ray calls again.
Ray looks like he's going through a bad comedy set.
River card is a queen. That missed Ray. Young gets the check mark.
Same bet. I like sitting next to her.
Boy, a tiny bet. It's a playpen bet.
And Ray will make the call. And Jason will take that pot. A slow bleeding of Ray Romano by Jason Young.
1,200 at a time.
Boo.
In small chunks, Ray gave up about a quarter of his stack to Jason Young.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Can't catch.
Jason's been catching pretty well.
Gloves are off, everybody.
Right now, Ray's bark is bigger than his bank. He's got some catching up to do.
The 2008 World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main event.
Welcome back to the Rio Poker Room. Let's get right over to table 2 where Patrick Antonius is getting short on chips. After the flop, though, he's got a great hand. Jacks up against Kip Jones holding ace high. Antonius checked the flop. Jones bet 7,000.
Patrick was in the big blind this hand and called a pre-flop raise by Jones.
And Antonius moves all in for almost 17,000 chips.
Well, Jones tried to bluff right here. He's getting 3.5 to 1 on his money, but all he has is ace high. If he puts Patrick on just a pair, he might call here.
Call.
He does call. And Patrick Antonius at risk, but he's got the advantage right now.
Yeah, 2 pair. A big advantage for Patrick.
A much-needed double-up imminent if Patrick can hang on.
Put a 10 of spade there, or king of spade.
Patrick playfully calling out the cards that would knock him out.
Turn card, 10 of hearts. A double gut shot now for Kip Jones.
9 or a king knocks out Patrick.
And river card's another 10, and that's going to do it. Jacks up, will win it for Antonius, and he does double up.
Piece of cake. Patrick never stood up, sipping some water.
I'm never gonna lay down if button raises a jack 7 offsuit. You think I'm crazy?
So a double up for Patrick, and nearby his fiancée, Maya Geller, seems to be collecting another pot.
Actually, I just realized, Lon, I have not gotten wedding invitations from Patrick or Maya or from Vanessa or Chad.
You're right.
You don't think they're coming?
No, I don't. Brian Shadlick, our chip leader, is on the move. His table broke, and so he has been transferred to a new table.
He doesn't even know where to go. I got work to do with him.
So Brian Shadlick with a whole new group of players to try and fleece.
Brian getting oriented to his new surroundings.
Yeah, buddy, me? Just having a good time.
If you ask someone if they're famous, they're probably not.
I got like 1 million more coming.
1 million more?
You ain't lying.
About 1 million.
Now they know he ain't lying.
We don't know if it's million. We just
He's got a whole chip team.
He's had a good main event so far.
50, 250, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40. 140,000.
Can you imagine sitting at this table and having these chips come over?
You've got to tip this guy, Brian. Tip him. Those chips are heavy.
The other players at this table hate having to face Shadlick and those chips, but if they knew about Brian and his real passion, they'd understand he's one of the good guys.
Hey, I'm a teacher. I do physical education, and I'm also a special education aide for autistic kids. Being a special education aide is one of the hardest things I've probably ever done in my life. Some days you wake up and you go, okay, I'm going to have to do the same thing I did for the last 2 months over again to get them to learn the material, because they had to go over and over every day the same thing. So the biggest thing that I've learned, what I do, is it has to be patience. At the poker table, the tournament, if you think that you're going to win on day one, you're going to bust. In the classroom, you have to have patience with kids all the time. If you see a kid learn how to read for the first time, when you can see that little bit of progress and you want to come back the next day and do it again for the next 2 months ahead, it just makes it all the worthwhile. And that's why I love doing it. I wouldn't trade it in for anything.
The biggest challenge for Brian Shadlick at the moment is counting all those chips while people stare at him.
Yeah. Back now to the featured table, where another likable guy is not doing quite as well. Ray Romano, around 13,000 chips, working in survival mode right now. Action is on Ray. 9-8 of clubs. What to do? All in.
I don't think Phil Hellmuth would agree with that. Blinds are at 500 and 1,000. You still have 13,000 left, Ray.
Action on Tom Pill. Pocket sixes.
I mean, 9-8 suited all in. Jack Benny wouldn't have done that.
Pill in the small blind. Making Ray twist in the wind.
Good call.
And he will make the call. Big blind folds.
Told you to catch me.
Ray, I asked you to concentrate on the cards. I asked you to take care of business at the table. This is how you reward me?
Start the car!
Yeah.
Call the crazy horse, get my table ready.
Romano all in and behind. Not anymore. Hits a pair of eights.
We're back in business. I'm with you again, Ray.
All right, so pair of eights over the pocket sixes. A queen on the turn. Ray's still good.
Eight up there.
Pill can only knock out Ray Romano with a river six.
Now the river card is a tray. Romano doubles up. He's still around.
Ray attempted to become the first stand-up comedian to win the main event. The dream is alive.
The Thomas Pill can't kill the comedian.
Ray has won 3 Emmys and a Screen Actors Guild Award, but never the main event.
Might have peed a little on that. Not going to lie to you. That bad to say?
Taking care of the cards and the jokes. He's a superstar.
2008 World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main event.
As the first day 2 session of the main event nears an end, the stakes rise.
Oh, yeah.
Emotions run high.
Oh, yeah.
As everyone claws to survive and make it to day 3. Inside the Rio Poker Room on the E-Trade Financial Tournament ticker, some notable chip counts. Brian Shadlick is the chip leader in the room, over 800,000. Patrick Antonius with a lot of work to do. And LA pro Chino Ream over 300,000. He's in a hand right now with fellow pro Billy Gazes. Gazes has the check mark, but Ream has put out a bet of 3,500.
3,500? I promise you as friends I don't have a flush.
Why don't you promise him as a friend that you have Queen 10? Chino's got squadouche, and he's trying to scallywag his fellow pro.
Gazes with those 10s makes the call, and we'll take the 5.
Billy Gazes has 29 World Series cashes. Where's the bracelet, though, buddy?
Thank you. We don't mind giving Billy G some chips.
Played it a little different.
They played it in a winning fashion. Gino Reen, 5 cashes the World Series, also without a bracelet.
All right, let's go nearby and check on Vanessa Russo. After the river card, her opponent Kevin Schaefer checked the action to her. Vanessa checks as well. And Schaefer now shows a pair of 6s for the win.
Wow.
Vanessa's not happy.
There's so many outs. Jesus. God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 15 outs twice. Ah.
If you're getting married, you got to get used to disappointment.
No more bracelets to hand out except to the main event winner, and that ceremony will take place November 11th here at the Rio. All right, back to action at our featured table, and comedian Ray Romano still sticking around. He looks down at Ace Jack of Hearts.
He's more than the comedian now. I mean, he's an icon. He's a gazillionaire.
3.
Still a funny guy. Raises to 3,000.
Lon, what's an aggressive player's favorite fruit?
Tell me.
Raisin. I believe my portion of the show is over, and I'd like to thank Ezekiel Guza for his contributions.
Thank you, Ezekiel. Julian Veloff with pocket 10s.
Have I mentioned I don't trust engineers in sunglasses?
Yeah, a couple of times.
I just want to make sure I'm on the record.
He's going to make the call for 3,000. Veloff is an engineer in Paris at his first World Series. He's only been playing poker for a couple of years.
You know, Ray originally wanted to be an accountant. Those would be some funny tax returns.
Wow, yeah.
Don't trust them.
Romano and Veloff heads up to the flop. Flop is King 7 King. Veloff still leads. Romano with a nut flush draw.
You know I'm rooting for the comedian against the engineer. I have no choice.
Romano checks his flush draw.
Don't trust this guy.
Veloff checks his 2 pair. Turn card now is a heart, and Romano hits his nut flush. Veloff now needs a king or a 10 to make a full house.
Ray not sure what to do. His writers aren't here. Bet, my friend.
He does bet 3,000. A little less than half that pot.
What exactly do engineers do, Lon?
I'm not sure.
Exactly.
This one, though, calls.
Julian makes the call.
Don't trust him.
To the river card. Queen of spades. Romano has the check mark with that made flush.
Ray is deliberate. He wants to play good poker. He doesn't want to make a mistake. But if he doesn't bet soon, I am taking his show out of syndication. Bet!
Doesn't have that many chips left.
Bet!
And Romano bets 10,000.
I like that bet.
Yeah.
Phil Hellmuth, Jason Young, and I all approve.
Veloff now with his pocket 10s and the kings on board.
Well, I'll tell you this about Veloff. You know, I think if the engineer takes off the sunglasses, he will fold. If he leaves them on, he will call.
He leaves them on and calls.
I know my engineers.
And Ray shows the winning flush.
The flush.
Veloff sees that his cards are worthy of the muck.
I only won one.
That was what you were asking for.
Just in time for Ray.
I was worried about I just thank you. I was worried about the full house.
Like a king, queen, or something like that.
Oh, man, engineers never fill up. Still don't trust them.
Still alive. I don't want to go home.
I feel for you, buddy.
You don't know what's waiting for me there.
Romano was close to going out a short while ago, but he has thoughts about playing on day 3 now. This Poker Fact is brought to you by FullTiltPoker.net. If you have a flush draw on the flop, there's only about a 35% chance of making the flush. As they say, let the buyer beware.
Yes. George? Oh, hello, darling. You're early. I was just running Miss Stern here through the company's disciplinary procedures. She's new here, in charge of incentives and retribution. It's a new management concept, new and every week, boring. Anyway, Mildred, Miss Stern, my wife.
Bad poker face. Doesn't matter when you play online at partypoker.com. It's fun, it's easy, it's the world's largest poker room.
It's a much quieter Rio poker room right now. Over 1,200 players started this day 2 session. Under 500 remain. At table 2, Patrick Antonia is still short on chips. In a hand with Gaetano Buddha right now. Patrick with Queen 6 off. Buddha 7-5 suited. Now the flop and a pair of queens for Antonius. A gut shot straight draw for Buddha. Patrick checked.
Patrick had been in the big blind and got rewarded on the flop.
Buddha checks also. Turn card now is a 7. Pairs Buddha, but he's still behind. Patrick will lead out with 6,500.
Top pair for Antonius.
Buddha with his straight draw on a pair of 7s calls.
Buddha with a loose call there, plus he had told himself to not get involved with Patrick.
A 6 on the turn gives Buddha a straight and the check mark.
What a disaster river card for Patrick.
He leads out with 14-5.
With a card that gives Patrick 2 pair, gives Buddha the straight.
I'm all in.
And Buddha will push. And to call, Patrick will need most of his chips.
Patrick's gotten very unlucky here on the river. And it's hard for him to put Buddha on a 5. I mean, he raised pre-flop, so you figure Buddha has high cards.
You have a 9-10?
Say that again?
9-10 you have?
No.
You don't have 9-10? You swear you don't have 9-10?
9-10 would also give Buddha a straight.
It doesn't really matter. I guess I just fold my... I just let it go. Just take it. Just bluff me out.
Well, not a bluff, but Buddha still wins that pot.
Patrick Antonius with the right decision, but a dwindling chip stack.
His fiancee's chip stack moving in the other direction. Maya Geller continues her winning ways at another table.
Now, who's wearing the pants in that family, huh? Huh?
So it's good news, bad news for that couple. Over to Barry Greenstein now. Barry getting short on chips. He's got under 17,000, but they all go into the pot with a re-raise. He holds ace-jack of spades, putting himself at risk. Action back to Donald Norton, 23-year-old Irish World Series rookie, says call, and Barry Greenstein is behind and all in.
Barry, another one of my favorites. Bad news for the home team. Barry finds the wrong time to wake up with ace-jack suited.
And the flop is a bunch of blanks. No help to Barry Greenstein. Turn card doesn't help him.
Greenstein's going to need a jack.
River card is an 8, and that is going to do it. Donald Norton knocks off Barry Greenstein.
The great Barry Greenstein. Hate to see him get knocked out.
And the 3-time bracelet winner, as is his custom, will sign over a copy of his book to the man who knocked him out.
The only problem I have with Barry signing his book, people are waiting for that seat. It just causes a backup in the room.
Not even an ace on the river would have saved Barry Greenstein from elimination. Back to our feature table where Ray Romano has officially outlasted one of the best players in the world.
Who's one of the best players in the world?
Barry Greenstein.
Oh, right. I like him.
Romano with pocket 8s.
You know, Everybody Loves Raymond was a terrific TV show, but it's only number 37 on my all-time list of great sitcoms.
Is That's My Mama on your list?
101.
Romano raises a 3,000 with pocket 8s over to Leave You Ignat, 21-year-old Romanian player. He looks down at ace tray of hearts.
This is another engineering student with sunglasses. You see what my man Ray's up against all day?
Tough table. He's going to make the call for 3,000. Action behind him folds. And so Romano will go heads up against the young Romanian. Flop is 7-4 deuce. A pair of 8s still good for Romano, but what a drawing hand for Ignat. Straight and flush draws. Ray bets 6,000.
Well, for Ray, that looks like a non-threatening board to his pocket 8s.
Ignat, though, is putting together more than 6,000. He does raise it to 18.
If I'm Ray, that raise tells me I'm behind. Well, actually, Ray's ahead, but, he's behind. But he's ahead. Okay, I'm a little confused.
Poker is a confusing game at times.
Ray's 8s are best right now, but Ignat is favored with his flush and straight draws.
Ray pushes with those 8s.
Oof.
Now Ignat's going to figure, does he have the right price? Does he have the right cards?
How much more?
It'll cost him almost 25,000 more.
Call.
And he does call.
You got a pair?
No.
Not a pair.
Boy, I would not have gone all in there if I were Ray, but I would have figured Ignat holding even a bigger hand. Ray now in a coin flip, he'll either be sitting pretty or he'll be sitting at home.
So Ray Romano once again at risk. It's a heart on the turn, and Ignat with a flush and the check mark.
Man, all my guys keep getting knocked out.
Just like that, Ray Romano eliminated. He'd been on a nice run.
Good luck. What do I got?
Says his farewells.
Good luck. Good luck.
Well, my funny guy, Ray Romano, is out, but I still got my other guy, Jason Young. Hang tough, buddy.
Ah, that hurt. That hurt.
The first Day 2 session of the main event was not as kind to Patrick Antonius as it was to his fiancée Maya, but both are certainly happy to move on to Day 3.
I guess she made it too.
But for the two players atop the Player of the Year leaderboard, this day marked the end of a fabulous World Series of Poker.
Again, guys. Guess I'll go home, root for my friends, and see what happens.
The day was better for other pros. Chao Zhang moved on, as well as table mates Billy Gazes and Chino Ring.
Come on, boys, we're playing poker here.
And they're all looking up at our chip leader, Brian Shadlick.
Good luck. Oh, that hurt.
While the one everybody loves heads home.
It's fun to have something that gets your blood going. I don't want to go home. It's kind of like golf. I'm obsessed with something I still kind of suck at, but that doesn't mean I'm going to quit.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. So long from the main event of the World Series of Poker.